Take two. This is Stephen, the Disney Drago Robinson. You're watching the one and only Sporting Icon. Bow!
Now, in one of the videos where I was walking the dog just after Anthony Joshua lost to Alexander Usyk in Saudi Arabia in the rematch, I said that I'd like to see Anthony Joshua do a world tour, and that appears to be what they may well end up doing in 2023. Now, unfortunately, between then and now, there was talks about a Tyson Fury fight, but Tyson Fury putting on deadlines for Anthony Joshua and then pulling out on a couple of occasions of it, basically doing what he's not doing with Derek Chisora or Emmanuel Charr or whoever else it is that he's talking to right now, right? I mean, had he just left those extra 3 weeks for Anthony Joshua, I'm sure that they would have got everything sorted out. But hey-ho, what can you do? Now, firstly, in December, if Joshua's going to be fighting in December 17, I think I'm hearing, just do something small. If I was Joshua, I'd do something small. Do something at the York Hall. Do something at, I don't know, the Newcastle Arena. Something like 10,000 capacity. Something like that. Just do something small. Have a comeback against whoever. Have a rematch with Kevin Johnson for like Chris Arreola, whatever. Do that. But next year, in 2023, I'd like to see Anthony Joshua do a world tour. And it appears that could well be the plan. So if I was Joshua in 2023, try and squeeze in 4, maybe even 5 fights, but on a world tour. Finish up at the end of 2023 in a huge fight. Now, if I was Joshua, I would choose maybe 3 fights just to kind of like get into it. Do some kind of globetrotting, if you like. If I was Joshua, I'd go to China, take on Zhang. That's a mega money fight. The millions upon millions that would tune in to watch that fight in China would be off the charts. Of course, that would be a rematch from the 2012 Olympics. Zhang, of course, 2008 silver medalist. Joshua, 2012 gold medalist. Maybe go to Nigeria. Take on Ajagba. Ajagba's had a lot to say about Joshua because he's very unhappy how the Nigerian people take to Anthony Joshua. Obviously, Joshua, his heritage, his family is from Nigeria. Why not? Joshua, Ajagba in Nigeria. Go to Croatia, maybe the amphitheatre. Take on Filip Hrgovic. That'd be a hell of a fight, wouldn't it? Dempsey McKean, of course, he's recently won today with a 3rd round knockout, and he said that he's quite willing to fight Anthony Joshua in Australia. Dempsey McKean, is he still trained by Tony Sims at the Matchroom Gym? Listen, that'd be a little bit difficult, wouldn't it? Obviously, Tony Sims, if he is still part of Dempsey McKean's training camp, was in the corner for Anthony Joshua for his first half a dozen fights as well. So again, that'd be interesting. Of course, they know each other. Dempsey McKean was one of Anthony Joshua's sparring partners for the Usyk fight. Certainly the first one, the rematch, I'm not too sure about. But Dempsey McKean, Joshua, they will know each other. Big, tall, 6'7" southpaw. Why not do that in Australia? Maybe take on Arslanbek Makhmudov in Canada. Of course, he's Russian, but obviously can't put fights on in Russia. But Makhmudov, he does have a nationality now in Canada. Why not? Canada, DAZN. DAZN is in Canada, so why not? Maybe take on, dare I say it, Jaron Miller, big baby Jaron Miller in America. Get that fight done. Go do what people would like to see Anthony Joshua do. Go to America, get a win on American soil, and shut this big baby Jaron Miller up. Why not? Maybe have a 3rd fight with Andy RuizJr, but do it in Mexico. That'd be interesting as well. Maybe take on his former sparring partner in Martin Bakole in Congo, the Dominican Republic of Congo. They've had a huge fight over there before, when it was, well, obviously that side of the world was then known as Zaire, for Ali versus Foreman. Maybe take on Ajagba in Germany. Maybe take on Ali Demirzian in Turkey. OttoWallin in Sweden. Zhang Kosabuski in Kazakhstan. So basically, just choose like 3 fights out of that. Go do them ones, which you would think out of all of them should be pretty much formality, shouldn't they? In some ways, listen, there are some tough fights there, that's for sure. But maybe at the end of the year, take on Deontay Wilder in Nigeria. Wilder has recently said he'd love to fight Anthony Joshua in Africa. Of course, both of them, they have their family history coming from Nigeria. Wilder would love to fight in Nigeria, he says. Anthony Joshua would too. Why not? Maybe take on Joyce in Nigeria. Joyce, of course, his family is from Nigeria as well. Why not? If not, maybe go to Jamaica. We know Anthony Joshua loves Jamaica. Take on Dillian Whyte. Get that rematch. So there's plenty of options out there for Anthony Joshua for a world tour. As I said, at the end of this year, I'd like to see him to just take on a small hall kind of level. Just a comeback fight. And then go on a world tour. 3 or 4 fights next year. Maybe 5. If he can squeeze in 5. If he can get through his first couple of opponents without any kind of scrapes and bruises. Why not? Personally, I'd love to see Anthony Joshua do a world tour. And hopefully that's what they do. What do you all think? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.